Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. Uh, I just wanted to get a little video out there about basically protecting your energy, protecting uh, your life force energy. There's a lot of people that aren't positive, that don't look at the glass even half full or overflowing. I try to look at it overflowing. My glass, I've always got more than I need, and I try to stay that positive. A lot of people aren't there, and that's okay. And what I wanted to put out there was that part of having a spiritual awakening and part of ascension is understanding that where you're at in your ascension may not be where somebody else is in theirs, and whether they're even whether it's even on their radar or not, if they're even, I mean, I think the whole world is kind of shifting when it comes to spirituality versus religion, and everybody's trying to navigate what's what, and there's got to be more. They've just talked about there's obviously other life on other planets that um, it was like for 50 years, everybody wanted to get into Area 51, and then the government comes out and says, yeah, there's life. We're not the only ones out here blowing around in this universe. And it's like it just was no big deal. So it's pretty interesting to me how all this is panning out, but I've been watching it closely. So, there's a lot more. It seems like there's a lot more eclipses, which is interesting to me. I'm looking into that. Uh, I remember being younger, and like we'd have an eclipse every year or two, and it was a huge deal. You had to get special glasses, and now it's like every month or two. And then the planetary parade, a couple from 24 to 25, and then from 25 or through 24 into early 25, and then it kind of continued to keep going, which was kind of interesting. And I don't know if anybody's noticed your phone's not lining up with your clocks in your car. Like, we had the time change last week, and my both of my fiance and I cell phones are 4 minutes off one day and 2 minutes off the next day and 3 minutes off the next day. And our phones are ahead, so we're having to set the car on the car clock ahead like 8 minutes we lost on the car clock. Where's that time go? I mean, the old clocks don't don't go bad in a car. So it's just very interesting how all this energy shift and all this stuff is playing out. And some people talk about different timelines, and that there's more than one timeline. There's I don't know if there's any real proof of that yet, but there is a lot of people, you know, that have that theory, which is could be an accurate theory. I'm not sure. But I guess what I wanted to talk about was as you ascend, you understand that everything you have is inside of you. Everything you need to, all the energy that you need to be free, to have a true divine connection with the Creator, with God, whatever you call it, with Mother Gaia, with the angels, with your ascended masters, with your spirit guides, with your ancestors on the other side of the veil. All the energy you need, all the knowledge you need to do that is already inside you. You already hold that knowledge in you. You just have to remember it. And it takes practice, it takes listening, it takes meditation, I got into Reiki, which is a type of energy healing, and started to understand what the human body actually is and does, and started to pick apart the energy system, the energy systems in the human body, and the chakras, and started clearing chakras, and started feeling better immediately, like and balanced, more balanced immediately. And it wasn't like it's not something when you start doing it and applying it to your life, it's kind of like when you move a trash can, when you rearrange your kitchen and you move a trash can, you keep going back to the old spot sometimes to throw your trash away. It's kind of like that um, when you start to change your meditation or add things to it. It's like an exploration. Sometimes you go back to the old way of thinking, but inevitably, if you continue to try to practice expanding your spiritual well-being, your spirituality, and I'm not talking about expanding the ways you can connect with your higher power, with the creator, with source, with that divine energy, and trying to find that 0 point is what I like to call it, where I am completely dialed in neutral. All my chakras are lined up. I'm running on all systems are go, and uh, nothing bothers me, or very little bothers me. I can deal with life as it comes, and I'm happy doing it. And it's not, very, very seldom do I ever get angry or upset, or I have to make sure, obviously, that I eat, sleep, all that stuff is very important. I'm not overworked, and take care of the vessel. But protecting that energy, when you don't understand what all the chakras are and all that stuff is, you don't understand how many attachments to other people, all the attachments you have to other entities that you could have, that need to be cut, need to be cleansed. There's a lot of cleansing that goes on uh, in Ascension, and looking, eventually you'll start to look through what we call the dark night of the soul, and you'll go through this. It's like the stripping of an onion, but there is no onion in the middle. It's like you are stripped of all the layers of the onion, and then you're stripped to absolute nothingness. Like you're a molecule in the field, and then you start to put yourself back together. Almost is the only way I can explain it. And it happens differently for everybody, but my awakening came in a Reiki meditation, and I had an astral out of body experience where I went to my actual higher self and spoke with my higher self, and it was like all my ancestors were there, every every soul that I had ever come in contact with. Or maybe it was, I still can't explain it, but it was like I did this meditation, and I left. It was a Kundalini awakening, and I actually left my body, and I went somewhere else. Like something in my something told me not to open both eyes, to just stay still and go with it, and I did. And I was laying in bed, and I had this guided meditation on the TV, and I got through the three first chakras, and I got to the heart chakra, and I felt or heard this crackle in in the middle of my head, and I remember thinking, "What was that?" And then this overwhelming feeling of absolute love and freedom, and like I was a part of the universe, like I was the universe, like it was inside of me. And then I like left my body, and I remember going, it was cold, and I remember vaguely remember just going through, it was like I was traveling through space, and I slowly came up to this huge bright white star. I thought it was at first, but as I got closer, I could hear all this music and this like harps playing and people cheering and fairies clapping, and like I knew every type of being was in this ball of light, and I couldn't explain it. I wasn't scared. I felt absolutely loved. All they kept saying was keep going, keep going, keep going. And I did a big horseshoe loop around this star, or this white light, and I came back to this to my body, and it took about the same amount of time to come back, and I could hear, like, it was like I was moving at the speed of consciousness. I don't know how fast what the speed of consciousness even is, but it was like my consciousness left my body and went to this um, eh, other dimension or other place. And I woke up, and I was talking about, I was just, my fiance, who's a Reiki master, understood that something big had happened, because I was talking about like cutting cords and Archangel Michael, who I didn't even know there was an Archangel Michael. I had no clue what any of this meant. And I'm still trying to figure out what that astral trip, whether it was an astral trip or travel or an astral meditation, I don't know. But it was like the biggest spiritual awakening I've ever had. And since then, I have been in this how do I explain it? In this mode, or in this dimension, I guess, or my energy is just absolute love for all beings on earth, even the blades of grass that are going to come up in a few weeks, the trees, everything. I have the I just have this like 0 point love for absolutely everybody and everything on this planet, because we are all gifts of the Creator. We are all part of Mother Gaia. We all think, humans think we're special and we're something different, but we are we're just here doing our doing our purpose, and we are special. I'm not saying we're not. I'm saying that in the grand scheme of things, we are part of a great whole. And I've realized that it was like the stripping away of every bit of my ego and every bit of pride that I ever had, and understanding how absolutely small and how fast my life is, just a glimmer on earth, and how small I am compared to the how long earth has been here. And then understanding that, on the other hand, I am valuable, and I do, like, my time here has been important, and I have had a full life, and I have been seeking the spiritual path, the blameless path, my whole life, trying to look at myself and not judge others. And that, I think, has been it was just something that I fell into at a young age. And I like I've told a lot of people, I came from drinking and partying, and I was wild. But I got this gift of um, seek a higher power, and prayer is the asking for to be used as my higher powers tool, and meditation is listening for what I'm supposed to do. And it's that simple. So but I'm on, it's like I'm on I've leveled up almost since this last awakening. I mean, I've had several other awakenings in my life, but this one was like, I'm a different person. I have been reborn, and there's no going back. Like, I can't, I don't think the way I used to. I don't, I have, the temper is pretty much gone unless I'm starving hungry and somebody's just barking at me. I sometimes get frustrated. Life's not all a box of chocolates all the time, but I am different, and that came from years of seeking and years of looking deep inside, and what's my part in every situation, and trying to keep my side of the street clean, and not take on other people's energy, not take on other people's drama, to stay away from, to understand what's my part and what's not, and be okay with somebody being upset with me because they think I did something, and they've got the whole story twisted, and it's okay. I don't even care. When you're ready, I'll be here. But I've never been able to give up on anybody completely, but there's a lot of people that I've had to step away from because they're in a negative space. They're in negativity breeds negativity. Positivity breeds positivity. So the more people you are around that are tearing up, talking behind people's backs, talking other people down to build themselves up, cutting other people down to build themselves up, or all that type of stuff. We should all be building each other up. Whatever happened to the golden rule? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. What happened to that? If we all did that, why would there be? I mean, I'm not into politics. I'm trying not to be, but the war, it's like racism. We should be so far past racism and war and all that stuff. How are we still dropping bombs on each other? It just is so effing beyond me. I don't understand it. And it's frustrating because I can't do anything about it, but sit here and watch and pray for the people that are in the middle, uh, and just to meditate collectively. That I have friends that we talk about this stuff, and we do collective meditations and meditate on those people that are doing the evil, that are dropping the bombs to change their minds. It was proven that I can't remember where the study was done, but this guy did a collective meditation on one of the worst cities in Philadelphia or somewhere, and they actually they did this collective meditation for so many days in a row, and in that month or in that year, they dropped the crime rate by like 30% in this city, and the murder rate by so much percent in this city. So if we can do a collective meditation to drop the crime rate in a city, my goal is to get enough people on YouTube and coming together, my peoples, my meditators, my spiritual seekers, my light workers, all us earth angels, everybody that is here for that knows you're here for a purpose, to start adding to your meditation, to start changing the minds of those people that are doing the wrong, that are hurting others, to stop doing it. If we can put love into their minds If we can drop the crime rate in a city, why can't we collectively meditate to raise the frequency of these people that are clearly more geared toward hate and um, confliction or friction on Earth, and try to dim that down and elevate the heart frequency, the love, and toward all man, where we all bleed the same color. There's, I mean, yes, culture is a lot of this. There's a lot of diversity. There's so many layers to all this, but the one goal for humanity should be that we all come together and we should be treating each other as we want to be treated. We need to get back to that. If we could just get somewhere in the ballpark of the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's that simple. If we could just get there for even a day out of the year, we should have a golden rule day out of each year, and see what happens. Put that on the calendar. These are all just thoughts of a crazy carpenter. But I'm starting to lose my voice, sorry. So I guess that's where I'm going to wrap this up. I wish nothing but love and peace for everybody out there, everybody that's in the struggle, everybody that's struggling with anxiety, struggling with fear. It's all limiting beliefs. It's all stuff that has been, we're not supposed to live like that. We are not supposed to be afraid. I mean, yes, there's healthy fear of getting in a car accident, or, but we aren't supposed to live in fear of not having food or having bombs dropped on us. That's not how the earth was, that's not what this was meant for. We're meant to enjoy this planet. It's a beautiful planet. I feel like Mother Earth is just screaming for us to let up off each other and let each other live, like let each other breathe, let each other be free. And I know there's a lot of variables, and it's going to take a long time it's not even going to happen in my lifetime, but that's my goal, is to plant that seed somehow deeply in the minds of everybody coming up, that you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to live in fear. You don't have to live with anxiety. Anxiety is a choice. You can choose not to be anxious. You can choose to let that fear go. You can choose to turn that fear over to your creator and just let it go, because it's going to work out the way it's going to work out, whether you sit there and worry about it or not. It's going to work out. No matter, you run all the dilemmas, you run all the possibilities in your head, and it's still going to work out differently than you think. So screw anxiety. F it. It's not even worth wasting your time. Yeah, just a few thoughts. I love you guys all very much. I do. I mean that. If nobody's told you they love you today, I love you. I don't care what your shit is. I don't care what kind of family you've come from. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I love you. I got much love for you, and you're valuable, and you're important. Peace. I'll talk to you guys all soon.